What's Kemi Badenoch done in her first 100 days?
I always knew that the next leader of the Tory party was going to be an interim leader, was going to be a caretaker. The only people looking at the Tories are the Tories.
Yeah. So Kemi Badenoch has now been the leader of the Tory party. I was shocked when I heard this. She's been the leader of the Tories now for 100 days.
Right.
And what has she done?
Memorable days then. Every one of them are memorable.
Because they say you got to, it's like when we buy a business, you got to sort things out in the first 100 days. Get in there and do it, Like you see what Musk and Trump are doing in their first 100 days. What's Kemi Badenoch done in her first 100 days? In opposition.
Nothing.
And it's not like she hasn't got stuff to go at, has she, Nick? Do you know what I mean?
She hasn't got a clue. Not because she's stupid, because she's far from stupid. I've chatted to her once. She's far from stupid. She's trying to keep her party together. She's trying to keep her position. Because the only way you become Prime Minister is by being the leader of one of the main parties. She's a leader of one of the main parties. She's hoping she'll be next Prime Minister. And you don't become Prime Minister by being ousted by your own MPs. So she daren't go too hard and too right, because most of the MPs are basically Lib Dems.
Yeah.
There's already a candidate going to the right, which is generic. So there's no point in her going right unless she goes past him. So there's no point in going a little bit right. You're going to lose people, but not as right as him. So she's just steady as she goes. And I think her plan is winds of change. Reform are looking good at the moment, but she's thinking, or she's hoping they won't last. They've just turned up at the right time. With us in the doldrums and Labour failing, they're looking good, but there's no substance, and they're going to collapse at some point next year or two. That's quite possible. She's looking at Labour and she's going, they're killing themselves. No point me helping them, because I don't want any of the tan varnish on me. I'm just going to leave them alone. I need to sort my party out. Now, while she's doing that, I'm not saying this is the right strategy or the wrong strategy. I'm just saying it's a strategy that I think she's doing. While she's doing that, she's losing the whole country. I think from day one, I always knew that the next leader of the Tory party was going to be an interim leader, was going to be a caretaker until the Tories sort themselves out. There's several years before they sort themselves out. And I think she is just doing the best she can. A thankless task. And there's a very good chance she won't last a year. She could be out any moment, any time. I'm hearing rumblings all the time that Genovic has never stopped his campaign to be leader, even though he lost.
Yeah, and he's actually saying things that, pathetic he's saying them after the event, but he's saying things that make sense.
He is. So we will see where he goes. And if the Tories do really bad in May, at the May elections, even lots of elections have been cancelled anyway, but if they do really bad and Reform do really well, she could be out because the MPs will all panic. We're at a stage where I don't think we've ever been in this situation before, where we have no idea how badly the parties are doing. We've got three parties vying now. Reform now are on 27%, Labour on 25%, Tories on 23%. They're all roughly 25%, and every week they're swapping and changing. This is uncharted times.
But for Reform to win, the Tories need to die, don't they? For them to win outright, yes.
Yeah. But at an election, it's plainly obvious Reform and Tories would come, not a deal, but they'd come to some sort of agreement. As in, you stand in these seats, we'll stand in these seats. Whoever gets the most seats will form the government with the help of the other. It won't be an official agreement because Reform got burnt last time. But it would make sense for the two right-wing parties to do.
I think Farage wants to destroy the Tories. I think he wants to end them, because I think the way for Reform to win is for the Tories not to exist. So I think he wants to end them, but we'll see.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But it's hard to end the Tories next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I don't think that's in his gift. The only people looking at the Tories are the Tories.
Yeah.
And they're doing all right.
And they're doing
at the moment.
okay.
Yeah, they're doing okay at the moment, ended themselves.
Well, I was right the other week when we were talking. Priti Patel did defend the UK's immigration record.
Didn't she?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah, yeah. So
And it explains when she was at the Home Office in charge of all this.
yeah.
Did nothing.
Did nothing.
She complained that she wasn't allowed to. Same as Suella Bravo, couldn't do anything, complained. All these people get into these jobs, deliver nothing, then complain about how nothing can be done. We know it's hard to do these changes, but is it hard for Elon Musk and Trump? Is it not hard for them?
Yeah.
They seem to be able to do
Yes, they are. And that's the point, isn't it?